what's your unpopular opinion this week, Bill?
Elon Musk is doing a bang up job at Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Would you?
No, he's doing a really great job at Twitter.
Or you're being ironic, or?
No.
Okay, so Billy hates Elon Musk and rich people in general. So he thinks he thinks that anybody that has seen any kind of success in their life has never had to work for it, and believes that they're just inherently evil. So he believes that Elon Musk is evil and is probably doing a terrible job.
Well,
with
if
Twitter.
he didn't inherit money, what did he inherit? Evil.
Money is the root of all evil. It all makes sense.
Yeah,
I
the Lord
actually
said that. Go to church. I'm just saying. I'll say one thing about this. The funniest thing about this whole Twitter debacle, it's just crazy to me that he went through with it, and he could have paid $1 billion and got out of it, but he decided to pay $44 billion, some shit like that. And then his first fucking rule of action was like, all you gotta do is pay $10 a month and you can become verified. And it backfired so fucking hard on him. It was hilarious. They had to get rid of it immediately. You read about that, right?
No, I haven't.
So
I'm not on Twitter.
No, I'm just saying, but
know.
because you could buy a blue check mark, it makes you look official. So everybody was making these fake accounts, buying that blue check mark, and then like fucking saying whatever they wanted to. And like I can't remember what name of the company it was, but they just lost all this money because they
said insulin's free.
Insulin is free, right? From like a medical R&D place or whatever.
That's hilarious.
But you could do that.
Yeah.
And then, like, not even like a couple days later, it's like, oh, this is a bad idea, and then just got rid of the blue check marks completely.
Yeah,
you're doing a great fucking job, Elon Musk.
It's just,
I love it.
It's so just like pretentious and just so like revealing of how little you understand what it takes to run a company like that. He's going in to try and fix a problem, okay?
No, he's not. He's being an idiot.
And the thing is that you have no fucking clue what it means to run a company at that level, and then you're gonna sit there and you're going to cast judgment on what he's trying. He made a mistake, and then he's backing off on it. Like, if you've ever been in charge of anything, you've made mistakes, you've made decisions that haven't worked out the way that you thought, then you go back on it, and then you try and like figure out the next way to handle the problem. To believe that you could like judge him and call him an idiot based on a call that he made running a company like that he just walked into is insane to me. Like, you couldn't possibly understand that like the level of shit that he's dealing with trying to like fix the problem that is Twitter or whatever problem. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know. The guy doesn't just like walk in and just like fix a problem like that. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. It
wasn't a problem. He made a problem. And also, just real quick, what did Elon Musk invent? Why is he a genius?
It's because he knows what to do with his money. It's a different kind of intelligence.
He didn't invent shit. He's a rich fucking
he funded a
kid
lot of projects.
whose parents owned an emerald mine and bought fucking Twitter for $44 billion.
He funded a lot of projects and he
fired everybody.
A lot of innovative and great ideas. And
so the stock is plummeting. I don't understand why he did it. It doesn't make any sense. I just don't get why he did it.
Because he was trying to stop the.
Yeah, you don't even fucking know.
No, yeah.
What's your unpopular opinion, Tony?
He was trying to make it. He was trying to end this idea that people were getting banned from a website, a platform that was helping with their careers. They were getting banned because they were
saying like hate speech and stuff.
No, that's not what it was for everybody, man. There's a lot of people that were getting banned because you can't make that algorithm work to scale. It works when you talk about 100, 200 people say something, but words at a certain point start to get misconstrued, and ideas and concepts. When you're talking about the variability of whatever 500 million people, whoever the amount of people that are on there, the variability is too hard to regulate. So he's trying to come in and like fix the problem of how you regulate speech. So it's not like, people who built their entire careers on a platform are not getting banned from it because they said something slightly controversial.
Have you guys ever been, my dad was just banned from Facebook for 24 hours because he said like, oh, I'm coming for you, jackass, or something like that, because we were going to play darts. And he got banned for 24 hours. I've been banned for one time. I wanted to play a bass gig, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I would kill for that gig." And I got banned for 3 days for inciting violence.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. It's like you can't. Like,
well, I agree. I actually do agree to that extent because at a certain point, everyone says, "Oh, it's a private company; it can do whatever the fuck it wants." It's like, but then at the same time, that same crowd will tend to get upset when a private company decides that it doesn't want to sell a cake to like a gay couple, which I disagree with. I think that's ridiculous. Yeah. But the point is, like, at a certain point, yes, a small mom and pop shop can say or not do it at once, and it'll reap the consequences of its actions, and as rightfully so. Well, yeah, maybe
that's where it was at, yeah.
but at a certain point, I think there is a scale where like what? So can Verizon, if they don't like my political views, can they like cut off my phone because they don't like what I say on it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does Frontier, who provides my internet, can they shut off my internet because they're like, oh, like fuck you, dude? Like, I think at a certain point, like I see the argument that it's like a town square, because like the only way that I interface with 99% of my friends is through social media. Like I have a lot of your guys. I don't think I have either of your numbers. I think you guys are friends, and like I think we will communicate, and like, but we use Facebook Messenger. Like, so the idea that a flawed algorithm, for one, the automated system is bullshit, because it will flag you oftentimes for words that the algorithm or whatever the automated system is using is misconstruing without the human element. But there were also Facebook like fact checkers that did actually have like pretty strong opinions, in particular about, I know with Twitter it was dead naming. If you dead name someone on Twitter, you will get a lifetime ban. Like that does, and I'm not saying that that's not a thing you should do. You should totally 100% respect, someone who's transitioning, like totally. Like I have a few students that do. I love them no matter what they identify as. Like it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. And I don't think it's annoying that I have to say that and reiterate that out of fear of being labeled transphobic for just saying that if you dead name someone, even if it's on accident, or maybe you're just ignorant in that moment, you need to be educated. The solution is not to ban someone for life on this platform. Because that is in this digital day and age, like that's like a death sentence. I mean, 90% of my business comes from social media, because I post, these are what my students are doing, this is what my band's doing. Like you can live as a hermit, like without internet access, but it's very difficult in today's day and age. And that's a serious, now if you're literally a Nazi, and there are 3,000 registered KKK members in this country, there are. Yeah. There's if you literally are, I get that, but so often, like, especially during 2020, like a lot of my friends would label half the country as Nazis, and like that's not like.
Billy would probably be one of them, by the way.
No, all I'm trying to say is some asshole fucking brought a fucking bomb inside of a chute of the airport, and now we all gotta take our fucking shoes off. What's the goddamn difference for Twitter?
Well, it's a private company, and I think that there were things in place that
I'm saying that's why they ban you, because if they go like, oh well, yeah, you're right, we shouldn't have banned you for that, but they also got the fucking 3,000 KKK members off, I think it's okay.
No, man, there's no way it's okay. There was literally there was a feminist who, I can't remember her name right now. Whatever, it was her opinion that there's no difference between that like a man can't be a woman and vice versa, because she was like a traditional feminist. Whatever, she got banned for life on Twitter for saying that. That's kind of a crazy thing to ban someone for life for saying. Why not just have the public discourse about it, whatever your opinion is, and either way, the decision was, in my opinion, for them being a private company, is allowed to be there. Like you can make that decision. Elon Musk was like, "This is a bad idea. Let me buy your company, and I'm going to try and fix that problem." He's trying to fix the problem, and then people like you are laughing at him for making mistakes while trying to fix the problem. And so you couldn't even fathom like what problem he's trying to fix.
That was the dumbest thing, though.
How can you say it was a $44 billion acquisition? How can you say that you know what's dumb about that?
Because that's like the easiest thing.
You've never made anywhere near about that much money in your life. It's crazy to me.
Why would you let anybody be able to be like, oh no, yeah, I'm Target? Like and I'm verified. Like, and you don't think goofy. That's fucking stupid?
It turned out that it was a really dumb idea, for sure.
That's all I'm saying.
But like he backtracked. Now he's trying to fix the problem. But it's like to laugh at him for like making mistakes because he's trying to like fix the problem is crazy to me.
Well, he fixed the wrong fucking problem.
All right, so
and it was a great unpopular opinion. Probably my best, I guess.
Yeah, that was
you got real fired.
Yeah, that was pretty controversial. I like it. My unpopular opinion this week is that, let's see, which one haven't I used yet?
You got a list of them too?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I'm not.
We both do.
I don't love it when comedic actors and writers try and do stand-up comedy.
like actors that are normally in comedy movies and stuff
Or
like
writers,
that.
yeah.
Or writers. Like you can imagine like Seth Rogen doing comedy. That's what you're kind of saying. But what's an example?
Adam Devine, Penny or Jenny Slate, not Seth Meyers, his brother though. What was his brother's name? I can't remember.
Mike Myers?
No, he's also on SNL though. No, it was Seth Meyers. Yeah, it was Seth Meyers who did a stand-up special a few years back.
He just looks a lot like his brother.
They both look like each other. Yeah. But people like that, where it's or even Nick Kroll did one recently.
Everybody that you started as a comedian.
They started as a stand-up comic, but they haven't done it like the whole time.
No.
They moved into like writing or acting very quickly. Like even most of them will point to the fact that like they wouldn't call themselves stand-up comics. And then even furthermore, when Seth Meyers put out his stand-up a while back, they were interviewing him on some comics podcast, and they were like, "Is he a comic in New York? Is he doing spots?" And they were like, "No, the guy doesn't go out and do spots. Are you crazy?" It's just like they're using their ability to act to go on stage and put on an act, which is fine. But to me, like I'm like a real fan of stand-up comedy. Like I love stand-up comedy, and it's so blatantly obvious to me when they're not like stand-up comedians.
Have you ever seen Blake Griffin? You know who Blake Griffin is?
I think so.
The center for the Clippers for forever.
Oh,
the Clippers is an NBA team.
Okay.
Anyways,
not a big NFL guy.
He started doing stand-up for a little while, and it was just so bad.
Yeah,
because he's trying to relate to everybody, being like 6'7" NBA millionaire, and like talking about being interviewed and stuff like that. It's not good.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
I don't actually know those people, to be honest, but I don't disagree with the premise, though, because there are a lot of songwriters. Like, I don't know if I'll do this with my students a lot. We go on Spotify and you like Panic at the Disco, that song High Hopes or whatever, and we'll look at the songwriters. There's like 7 songwriters on that shit. There's 3 producers. And, I actually, some of them do make music of their own. And it's like, when they make it on their own, the delivery is not fantastic. You can tell their skill it's not in the execution of it, it's in the inception of it,
Right.
So I totally agree, even if I don't know the people you're talking about, the concept of being able to, like, the art of executing is very different from the art of creating. And so that's why a lot of, like, I know Taylor Swift writes her own stuff, but like Katy Perry doesn't write anything on her own. She sings other people's music.
Right.
In the same way that, like, I don't know if you remember, like, it might have been like 10 or some years ago, there was a writer's strike, and you had to watch The Daily Show and The Colbert Report when there were no writers for like 2 months or something.
I remember that.
And it was weird because, like, all this time you think of these people as these like super funny people, and they still were, but when they were stalling and just trying to fill time and it was awkward, it was like, oh man, they there is an art to that,
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's also Jon Stewart was a stand-up comic. Like he's a comic. You know what I mean? Like he kind of went.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Stephen Colbert was not so much a stand-up comic. He was an actor. Like he went to Second City and did, like, he was an improv
Probably
comedian.
the best of all time.
Yeah, he's amazing. And that's not to say these people aren't funny. I believe that if you are a comedic writer, or if you're an improv, like comedy improv, you are a comedian in a different capacity. It doesn't mean that you can go on stage and be a stand-up comic. That's a different medium for comedy.
Yeah.
You can write and you're hilarious. You can be on stage, or you can be on a sketch show, or you can be in a movie and deliver the writing in a hilarious capacity. In my eyes, you are a comedian still. It's like you're trying your hand at something because it's a creative aspect that you want to go after. But like when these people use their names because they're like big in movies and on the writing side of things, they use their names to go and do a stand-up special. It's like they're comedians that have been working on the stage for years. They can't get these deals, and you're taking spots away from them. It's a cyber version of bumping, in my opinion, at like an open mic. You know what I mean? People are trying to get their names out there, and you're using your clout. Not as a stand-up comedian, but maybe as a comedian in some capacity to do stand-up. And to me, it's very obvious when you're not an actual like stand-up comedian. It's just it's clear as day that you're not a real stand-up. I don't know. People seem to love it though, so I think it's an unpopular opinion. What's your opinion, Chris? What's your unpopular opinion, Chris?
life starts at conception, and all abortions should be illegal everywhere.
Oh boy.
I'm kidding.
Jesus.
I'm kidding.
Let's say we are for sure gonna edit this part out.
No, actually, I'm very pro-choice. Actually, I think there's a bill in I don't know, it recently that said something about where, like, I think it's in Florida. I think it's up to 15 weeks or something. I actually think it should be a little higher. I support abortion up to 18. Like, I think, as someone who teaches kids, I think that, imagine if you had teenagers running around and they're being a little shit and they're 13. You're like, go to your room. And they're like, no. You're like, do you want to get aborted? They would be so well behaved. So if you could abort up to 18, that would be great. So yeah.
Here's what I'll say. Going back to what you were talking about earlier, what was the story?
And you can always kill your child.
Well,
like, you're gonna face a consequence.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, go back to your story earlier. What was the king that was gonna kill the dude for finding out the weight mass of the crown?
Archimedes.
Yes.
Yeah, Archimedes. Sorry, I'm very uneducated in history
shit.
or mythology or anything. As a society, have we just kind of thrown the baby out with the bathwater in the sense where, like, maybe we should still be using death as a real form of incentive. You know what I mean?
There's capital punishment in multiple states.
But that's more of a punishment. I'm saying just like
they still have it in California.
I'm saying use it as an incentive is what I'm saying.
Use it as an incentive.
Like, hey, find out what my crown weighs or is worth, or you'll die. That guy figured it out in fucking 3 days. I'm just saying.
I think it would work better is if you, like, accomplish something and then you got to kill someone.
So is your okay? So Chris,
both ways, yeah.
So is your argument that we kind of maybe rushed too quick to cutting out death as an incentive altogether?
No.
An incentive, and also just a way of, like, culling the herd and just making sure that, you know, we're like, it's we have decelerated Darwinism by letting everybody live, right? So we should definitely not lose that. Like, why is there a warning label when I get Drano that says don't drink this? Take the label off, man. Like, if someone's gonna do it, let them do it, man. Like, we should. There's all these, like, yo, don't spread misinformation. People might put a fork in an outlet. Like, hey, go for it, man. See what's up.
Cigarettes are like fucking $10 a pack right now. It should be free. I mean, they're just plants. You know what I mean?
I kind of
don't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I would be lying to you if I told you this wasn't a thought that I've had, like, every single day of my life. Where it's just like, maybe we're just letting too many people live.
I always think about Dwight Schrute. It's like, we need a good plague.
Yeah.
And then we got one.
We got one. And what did they try? They try to shut that one down real quick by keeping us all inside.
It just
they
got
should just let us all do whatever we
want.
wanted.
All the grandmas and grandpas. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
the worst fucking.
There's got to be, like, an equalizer, you know? Like, that's why I'm all for giant asteroid 2024, man. Like, it's just everybody out all at once. Like, it's great.
Is that a hashtag yet or what?
Oh, it's been around for a while.
It needs to be,
happened in 2020 because of all the Trump stuff or whatever. But
giant asteroid 2024.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Or 2020.
It was on Twitter first. You just didn't see it.
Yeah, you probably just didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, now everyone will see it on Twitter. Elon Musk is doing an amazing thing.
I bet he's gonna fucking bail in the next